So last week we discussed the MCR, the Martian Congressional Republic, one of the two major inner powers from the Expanse. Well, I figured today we'll take a look at their great rivals, the UN, the government of Earth. I'm Colin, and this is Sci-Fi Deep Dive. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, to head down below and hit that subscribe button. So we all love to talk about Mars, the Martian Congressional Republic, their Navy, the MCRN, and their Marines, the Martian Marine Corps. But we haven't been paying nearly as much attention to their rivals, the government of Earth, the United Nations. So today we'll just dive right in and go over some of the basics of exactly what the UN is within the Expanse. So, as its name suggests, the UN within the Expanse is a continuation of the UN within our universe. Basically, the United Nations, which, if you don't know for some reason, is a very large extra-governmental organization designed to sort of provide a forum for peaceful discussion between states in our world, eventually advances within the universe of the Expanse to become a global government, functioning with the existing states of Earth being more like regional territories or provinces of a larger global government. Now, whether or not this is realistic is a whole nother debate, but the UN itself functions as a relatively democratic government running things here on Earth, albeit with some great challenges. Unlike Mars, which had to deal with a small population and great environmental risk, the people of Earth didn't have to deal with those same challenges, but instead an entirely different batch of issues. For starters, Earth is struggling with its own population. The human population on Earth has been growing out of control, and now overpopulation is a very serious issue within the society of the UN. It has become such a serious problem for the UN that it's actually beginning to affect the way that society works as a whole, with a class system starting to form in between the haves and the have-nots. And this comes down to the fact that jobs become this sort of highly sought-after commodity, a way to improve your status among the bare minimum present amongst most of the population on Earth. Any chance to join the UN's military or a colonization effort on the moon, for example, would be greatly welcomed by many of the people on Earth. As for the government of the UN, it seems to function like a federation, with a head of state being the Secretary General. The Secretary General seems to function mostly as the leader of the executive branch, sort of controlling their direct relations with foreign powers, powers like the Martian Congressional Republic or any OPA factions, as well as directly commanding the UN's military. Now, militarily, the UN is very, very different from Mars, where Mars has this crazy technological advantage, the best scientists in the system working for them. Earth doesn't have that. Instead, they have raw resources and manpower working in their advantage. Earth's population is significantly larger than that on Mars, and it shows in their military doctrine, where Earth is able to deploy ships in larger numbers, not only because of a higher amount of manpower capable of operating those ships, but the greater number of natural resources present on Earth, and the infrastructure having been there for thousands of years, made Earth a more suitable place to build an empire, for lack of a better word. Earth's infrastructure made it easier to build a large navy, and its population made it easier to operate a large navy, and as a result, the UNN, the United Nations Navy, is the largest faction by the numbers within the military organizations within the Expanse. But when it comes to their individual ships, UN ships are often significantly less capable than Martian ships and even less capable than some belter vessels. When it comes to one-on-one engagements, you could almost always count on the UN vessels to lose. They don't have nearly the same technological capability built into them that the Martian vessels do. But where their advantages lie is, like I mentioned, in their numbers. They can be deployed in larger numbers, and they are deployed in larger numbers, so in most battles, they're able to easily outmaneuver and outperform enemies like the Martian Congressional Republic Navy, based purely on the fact that they outnumber them on the battlefield. This is why it appears like during the final days of the UN-MCR war, which we see in Season 3, the Martians are actually kind of losing. Well, they were winning direct engagements, they were simply being outnumbered and brute-forced in most places. But when it really comes down to it, in Season 1 it appears like Mars is sort of the rising star in the system, and Earth is this, sick man of the system, if you will. This empire that was once great but is a shadow of what it used to be. Still, they make a fairly decent rival to the Martians, to the MCR, and we get to see them go head-to-head in several occasions, and we get to see the UN Navy, the UNN, effectively deployed. And if you'd like to learn more about the ships that make up the UN's naval force, the United Nations Navy, I'll leave a link up here to my video on that. And I want you to let me know whether you think, with all of these problems going on Earth, if there really is hope for saving Earth, or do you think at this point it's destined to keep being this overheated, overcrowded little blue ball, or do you think there really is a chance for a utopia there? And if you have anything else you'd like to see me cover in The Expanse, leave it down below in the comments. Last but not least, if you enjoyed this video, head down below, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon so you get notified when I upload new videos. So for Sci-Fi Deep Dive, I'm Colin, and I will see you next time.